Welcome back. So glad that you joined me. During our younger years, do you remember playing that game, Have You Ever? Maybe it's just me. It seems like it's a game that has found new prominence in this generation. One of the parts of the game that I was reintroduced to recently by a group of kids was this question: have you ever sought something so much that you weren't sure what you were trying to find? It actually made me laugh when I heard this child mention that question. And it got me thinking, when was the last time that we really searched for something that we forgot what we were actually looking for? Or could it be looking back in the history of times where we tried to find something and we couldn't find it, and we'd tell our parents, and either our mom or dad would say, well, if I have to find it, or if I know where it is, and if I find it, it's mine. For some of us, that just sounds a little too familiar. But maybe that's a question that we need to be asking ourselves right now. No, I'm not talking about, where is our stuff, or is our parents going to take it if they find it. The question I'm asking is, are we truly seeking for something that we know that it's there, but we think that it's too hard to find? Throughout the Bible, God keeps coming back to us, reminding us to seek Him with everything that's in our being. Too often we just want to push that aside and excuse ourselves with saying, well, this was a different time, a different place, a different people. And really, God doesn't work that way now. There's got to be a different way that we're able to connect with Him. But the more that we search the Scriptures, the more that we seek to understand the Scriptures, the more that we're going to understand that God longs for us to seek Him out. Because of this reason, He wants us to seek Him out, because it's relational language. He wants to have that connection with us, that He is fully integrated in every single thing that we're doing. But the more that we study the Scriptures, the more that we're going to be seeing in the fact that when we seek Him, we're really going to start understanding that He's been right beside us the whole time. We need to really be asking ourselves, what are we doing? Why are we not seeing Him? Maybe it's just because we're not listening. Could it be that reason? Too often, if we're true to ourselves, that's the reason why we're not seeing God and what's going on, is because we're not listening. We're not trained for His voice. We're not willing to admit that there is a problem in the greater sphere of things that only He is able to control. Let's give it more fully back to Him. Let's make that commitment that we know that He's doing what needs to be done, and it's in a way that only He is able to do. Let's continue to seek Him, to search for Him with all of our hearts, with all of our beings, so that we're able to do what He's called us to do. Our verse today is found in Matthew chapter 6 and verse 33. It says this: "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all of these things will be added to you." I encourage you to go back, take a look at this chapter, because it builds upon itself, especially for Matthew chapter 5, that everything is going to be added, much more than we can ever imagine, as we continue to seek after Him, seek after His will, and to seek to be in a relationship with Him continually. That needs to be our prayer. That needs to be our focus as we continue through this life, and as we seek to be ready for what's coming next in life eternal. Thank you again for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time as we continue to study God's Word together. God bless.